Hey folks, welcome back to Adventurers Dispatch, where we keep LARP and immersive news practical. What's opening, what's changing, what's worth planning around, and what needs your attention before your calendar gets ambushed. And then a feature that might ruffle some people's feathers, or maybe it's going to help to smooth some down. As we move through the vlog today, drop a note in the comments below, even if it's just to say hello, or let us know what your next LARP is. And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thanks, I really appreciate it. This week's a good one for people who like to plan ahead. We've got major convention movement, big camp and faction experiences that reward early logistics, and a cluster of international stories that are basically a reminder that bucket list LARP is never spontaneous. It's budget, kit, and travel math. There's some notable stuff in the UK and the US that lives in the delicious overlap zone between themed attraction, walkthrough story world, and full-on fan pilgrimage. And there are plenty of games open for tickets around the world. Our feature today is all about LARPing and the crazy times we're living through. How do we deal with politics if it starts to bleed into our games? And should we even be concerned with playing when people are literally dying in the street? We've got a lot planned, so let's get into it. Gen Con, that gigantic tabletop and adjacent gaming convention that tends to act like a gravitational field for LARP, RPGs, and the wider costuming nerd ecosystem, is locked for July 30th through August 2nd, 2026 in Indianapolis. Status-wise, the dates are posted and badges go on sale on February 8th at noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you use Gen Con as your annual new kit, new contacts, new campaign ideas pilgrimage, now's the moment to start the hotel and budget math. Realms of Adventure, a weekend fantasy LARP running at Watonka Outdoor Facilities in Hawley, Pennsylvania, has its 2026 event dates posted with the very direct headline of "Tickets on sale now." The calendar includes multiple weekends across May through October 2026, so it's not a single-shot event. It's a season you can actually pace yourself through. Especially fun if you're the kind of player who likes building a character over several chapters. The whole year visible means you can plan your events now. Darkness Emergent, the large World of Darkness live play experience in Los Angeles on May 21st through 25th, 2026, is being framed as a major immersive social play event. Tickets have been tied to official sales channels, and it's being positioned with daytime programming and featured game add-ons. This is an interesting combo of LARP and immersive nightlife and community programming. DrachenFest US, the large-scale fantasy festival LARP where players align with dragon factions and live in a huge camp city for the week, is set for June 22nd through 28th, 2026 at Cooper Lake, Pennsylvania. And ticketing is live now on the official ticket portal, with posted language that prices step up at multiple points as the year progresses. Now don't confuse this with DrachenFest Germany, which also has some news this week. So I guess it's a good time to move out to a global view. Okay. DrachenFest Germany, the massive faction camp fantasy festival LARP, is confirmed for July 28th through August 2nd, 2026. And the big headline here is that it's moving to a new home, the Waldeck LARP site at Lake Edersee. Status-wise, this is not just a calendar tease. The official ticket shop already has a page live with multiple 2026 price tiers laid out, which is your clearest signal that planning is real now, not sometime later. Venue changes ripple through everything at a camp LARP. Terrain, camp build, supply runs, arrival logistics, and even what comfortable looks like at night. So if DrachenFest is on your long list, this is a year to read the practicals early. An important note, the event is famously international, but it's still a German event at heart. Expect plenty of English spoken in the community, but if language comfort is a deciding factor for you, then treat it like a check the official info and your camp's language culture situation before you commit. Sturmwacht, the power of knowledge, is a castle-based LARP weekend in Germany under the Mythodia umbrella, dated February 19th through 22nd, 2026 at Schloss Altenhausen. And it's a very different winter proposition than Field and Tent. The official event page lists multiple ticket types, with some options already marked sold out, while others, including a castle hostel option, remain available. And it notes that tickets include full board, which is an important logistical detail when you're weighing winter comfort versus winter suffering. If you're winter curious, but I want to sleep in a castle, not a frozen tent curious, this is exactly the kind of event that might be for you. Helicon is a small, high-intensity Nordic-style drama LARP in Denmark, set at Broholm Castle, with run 6 dated February 20th through 22nd, 2026. And the organizers are explicit about language. Player communication in-game and off-game are all expected to be in English. The main page is closed, but the official website says that you can sign up for the waitlist right now. Now, when I say small, I mean small. It's only 29 players, castle-based, and built for relationship pressure cooker play. So if someone wants a tightly curated winter European game that doesn't rely on field survival, waitlist open is still a real shot worth taking. Hartham Manor is a gothic romanticism dark academia LARP where you're playing academics, artists, and other fascinating poetic types, invited to a manor with an archive that wants things from you. It's set in the English countryside, modern day-ish, but the event itself is in Sweden, running November 13th through 16th, 2026. Signups are open now until February 12th. This one is very upfront that it's player-driven, psyche relationship first, and not beginner-friendly. So if you do want that intense chamber drama energy, this one is for you. Oni, They, is a psychological thriller LARP with a sci-fi action element built around a human fallout of a UFO crash site investigation. Military, scientists, officials, conspiracy folks, the whole pressure cooker ecosystem. It's set for June 12th through 14th, 2026 at Arkonica, which is about 65 kilometers from Warsaw, Poland. And it's explicitly bilingual, Polish and English, with a defined number of English-speaking roles. Status is straightforward. The page is pushing buy a ticket right now. 4th of July is a social drama slice-of-life LARP that leans hard into class identity, community fracture, and the broken American dream, played as residents of a trailer park during Independence Day celebrations, with organized events like contests, a boxing match, fireworks, and more. It runs July 2nd through 5th, 2026 in Poland in English, and the official page lists ticketing live with pricing and practical details. If you're the kind of player who wants emotionally intense, realism-adjacent drama, and you like a game that provides a strong environment, in this case a built trailer park setup with cabins and trailers, this one sounds right up your alley. In these days and times, this sounds like it could be a powder keg. Well, at least you'll get fireworks. Mundo Pixar experience, the walk through your inside the sets Pixar environment, is listed for London Wembley Park with an opening date of February 13th, 2026, and tickets are on sale. This is for those who love an environment-first immersion with a very accessible production value field trip, or if you just need your fill of some time with Woody and Buzz. Don't we all? Vikings, the immersive experience, is slated to open from March 12, 2026 in Canada Water, London, with official venue location info posted. Ticket status is being handled in waves. You join a wait list and then you're notified when tickets actually go on sale. Now's the time to jump on this if immersive entertainment or Vikings are your vibe. And really, whose vibe aren't they? House of Kong in Los Angeles, which is like traveling inside the band Gorillaz' musical Fever Dream, is officially running February 26th through March 19th, 2026. Framed as a limited time window with ticketing live now on the official site. Short-run immersives like this punish procrastination. If you enjoy music immersive fandom culture and you love the gorillas, this is your moment to snag a ticket. All right, friends, I want to talk about something that's been sitting under the surface of the hobby for a while, and lately it's just harder to ignore. A lot of us are walking into game weekends already a little fried, not because of LARP, but because the world outside of LARP feels louder, sharper, and more divided than it used to. And that's not just vibes. In a Gallup poll, 80% of US adults said Americans are greatly divided on the most important values. And the American Psychological Association has been tracking the way social division shows up as stress and disconnection for a lot of people. So the real question for us players isn't, should we talk about politics at a game? It's, how do we keep LARP as a place for big stories and real community without turning it into a minefield? Because LARP is weirdly vulnerable to this stuff. It's intense, it's embodied, it's social, it's people from different backgrounds trusting each other with emotion, proximity, conflict scenes, power dynamics, sometimes all weekend. So I'm going to give you a framework that works when you're playing a post-apocalyptic campaign, a castle intrigue weekend, a festival-style event, or a cozy town game. 3 ideas. 1. Separate politics in the fiction from politics in the parking lot. 2. Use safety and calibration tools like they're designed to be used. 3. Have a player plan for boundaries and de-escalation that doesn't ruin immersion. Firstly, politics in the fiction versus politics in the parking lot. Let's look at a hard truth. A lot of games have politics in-world. Factions, governance, rebellions, propaganda, class systems, scarcity, borders, policing, corruption, revolution. That's not new. That's literally most genres. What's new is the outside world politics feels more emotionally charged for more people, more of the time, and that charge can bleed into the wrong places. So here's the distinction I want you to keep in your pocket. In-world politics is play. It's consented conflict inside a container. Parking lot politics is the real world, where people have real fear, real stakes, real trauma, real anger. And when those two things blur, the vibe shifts really fast. The way you keep them separate isn't by banning themes, it's by keeping the social contract clear. In-world, my character can be furious at your character. Out-of-world, I'm still treating you like a real person I care about. If your game has heavy political themes, that's fine, even great, as long as we're not using the game as a sneaky delivery system for real-world arguments. 2. Safety tools are not for emergency, they're for climate. This is the part I want to normalize. Safety tools aren't only for extreme content. They're also for moments where the room temperature changes. Nordic LARP communities have written for years about safety and calibration tools as ways to build care and trust, so players can take emotional risks without harm. And one simple tool that's been shared widely is the OK check-in, a quick nonverbal "Are you okay?" that lets someone answer without derailing the scene. So here's the player-facing reframe. If the political climate has you tense, safety tools aren't a buzzkill, they're how you protect the magic. Let me give you an example you've probably seen. You're in a tavern scene. People are doing great intrigue. Someone makes a joke or a reference that suddenly feels too close to real life. Maybe it lands as a dog whistle, and maybe it hits a nerve. Maybe it's just not the kind of weekend you came to have. You have options that don't involve a public confrontation. A quick check-in gesture with a friend, a quiet out-of-character "Hey, are you good?" a graceful exit and reset, or escalating to staff if it's crossing a line. That's not being fragile, that's being skilled. And yes, some games actually teach this explicitly. Conscience, for example, has published safety guidance emphasizing tools to communicate, set expectations, and calibrate scenes during workshops. 3. Your player plan, boundaries, scripts, and de-escalation. Now I'm going to give you something practical, a player plan you can bring to any weekend. It's not rules, not a manifesto, just a plan. A. Decide your topic temperature before you arrive. Ask yourself 2 questions while you're packing. 1. Do I want this weekend to be escapism, catharsis, or challenge? 2. How much real-world overlap can I handle right now? Some weekends you're up for heavy themes, some weekends you're not. Neither is morally superior, you're just managing your bandwidth. And if a game is known for political allegory, cool. Just use it intentionally like you would choose a horror LARP intentionally. B. Have 2 phrases ready that keep you kind and keep you safe. Here are 2 lines you can use in a calm voice that don't torch the scene. Hey, I'm going to step out for a second and I'll be right back. Or, I'm going to take a different direction with this scene. You don't owe anyone a debate mid-event, and you don't owe anyone a personal explanation. C. Don't mistake in-character conflict for permission to be cruel. This is the sneaky one. In tense political times, some people show up looking for a fight, and LARP can feel like a socially acceptable arena. So here's a standard I'm going to propose. Your character can be harsh. You, the player, cannot be careless. If the heat in a scene is rising, check that it's still play. Is everyone opting in? Is anyone getting cornered socially? Is anyone being mocked instead of engaged? A lot of politics drama at LARP isn't about ideology. It's about disrespect. D. If someone starts real-world arguing in the game. Okay, what if it happens? Here's a gentle escalation ladder. 1. Redirect. Let's keep it in world. 2. Exit. I'm going to step away. 3. Check in with staff. Hey, I'm uncomfortable. Can you help reset this space? 4. Hard boundary. I'm not available for this conversation. You're not required to fix other people. You're required to take care of yourself and not make it worse. Though if someone is escalating real-world arguments within the game, reporting it to the organizers might be a useful way to nip it in the bud. Remember, LARP is a shelter, not a courtroom. I think people sometimes assume LARP communities should be able to solve political tension, but communities aren't courts, they're shelters. And shelter doesn't mean no conflict. It means the conflict is held with care. When the outside world feels divided, it's tempting to bring that fight into every space, but LARP works best when it does something rarer. It gives us practice at being human together, at cooperating under stress, at navigating disagreement inside boundaries, at finding meaning without destroying each other. Is LARPing even appropriate now to begin with? Okay, so let's drill down to one of the basic issues with LARPing during this time. When people are being murdered in the street and the world seems to be on fire. You're planning your next LARP, and somewhere in the back of your head a voice goes, is this stupid? Is this selfish? I mean, people are suffering. People are dying. What am I doing playing pretend? If you've ever felt that, you're not heartless, you're awake. But here's the thing, there's a difference between frivolous and restorative. Frivolous is when something disconnects you from reality so completely that you stop caring. Restorative is when something gives you enough oxygen to keep caring without burning out. And a lot of LARP, when it's healthy, is oxygen. It's community, it's cooperation, it's problem solving with other humans. It's learning how to be brave, how to negotiate, how to take care of people, how to lose gracefully, how to lead without becoming a tyrant, all inside a container where nobody has to actually get harmed. And that's not nothing. If you're the kind of person who worries about suffering in the world, you're probably also the kind of person who tries to show up for others, and that takes fuel. So here's the reframe that helps me. Going to LARP isn't ignoring the world, it's choosing to stay human in it. Now, that doesn't mean that LARP is activism, and it doesn't mean your fun automatically equals virtue. It just means joy and grief can coexist. Play and pain can coexist. And in practical terms, if that guilt is sitting on your shoulder, you can make your weekend feel grounded with one small move. Tie your play to your values outside play. Maybe you donate to a cause you trust once a month. Maybe you volunteer locally. Maybe you commit to checking in on a friend who's struggling. Maybe your LARP group becomes the people you do mutual aid with. And then your brain stops treating LARP as an escape from responsibility and starts treating it as rest that supports responsibility. Because none of us can carry constant horror without breaking. And a hobby that helps you reconnect, that helps you feel capable, connected, brave, and alive, can be part of how you keep going in a hard time. So no, LARP is not automatically frivolous. But it's worth doing with awareness and with compassion for the part of you that feels the weight of the world. Now, if you're feeling the political climate bleeding into your hobby, here's some suggestions. Let the game have politics in fiction. That can be brilliant. Keep real-world arguments out of the play container. Use safety and calibration tools as normal, not as a last resort. Bring a small plan, topic temperature, 2 exit lines, and a calm escalation ladder. This could actually be useful in the real world as well, although we may be past the de-escalation phase at this point. I hope not. Maybe. But remember, the goal of the game isn't to make everyone agree. The goal is to make a weekend where people can belong, even when the world outside is feeling loud and sharp and divisive. Honestly, in a time where so many people report feeling divided and disconnected, that kind of belonging is not trivial. It's medicine. And that's the dispatch for this week. As always, every official link I use is in the description, so you can click straight through, verify details yourself, and make smart choices about tickets, deadlines, and travel. If you've got a game, con, immersive, or a registration update you want on my radar, especially newly announced stuff or a real status change, drop it in the comments. I'm always hunting for things that are easy to miss until it's too late. Like, subscribe, and share this with that friend who's always saying, I wanted to go to that, I just wish I knew about it. Now, it's tough out there sometimes, so don't forget to care for each other. And forward, into your story.